advisor Keith with updates on the forecast. Let's talk to Jingo Johnson from the stormy streets of Cleveland. Jingo?
Hey guys, it's Jingo, reporting here from downtown Cleveland, and it's really stormy. We've got winds picking up really fast with thunder and lightning. On our way here, we saw a lot of trees fall down, and it's really rainy. But why is it raining? Well, the cause of this precipitation is the big idea of weather. The air low to the ground was heated through convection since the ground was being heated by radiation from the sun, which is why it was warm yesterday. And then that air rose into the sky as the denser, colder air above pushed it up and fell down from gravity. Once it got high enough, it started to cool because it was further from the hot ground and formed clouds of condensed water. The vapor in the air cooled enough to change state into liquid water and fall because it was denser than the air below, which made the rain that we see now. It seems like it's going to be stormy throughout today and tomorrow. With all this rain, we advise you to stay home because the driving conditions are terrible. Also, there's a tornado warning, so we advise you to stay in your homes unless you need to go outside. Back to you, Keith.
Thanks, Jingo. Now let's go to the 5-day forecast. This storm isn't bringing on too much cold, but it's here to stay for a while, going throughout today and tomorrow as well. Things will be clear again on Tuesday. Today we have a high of 68 and a low of 61. Tomorrow will be slightly colder with a high of 55 and a low of 45. Tuesday is looking nice and clear, just a bit chilly with a high of 48 and a low of 41. We'll be right back after this commercial.
Grass-fed beef, house-grown lettuce, all-natural onions, homemade ketchup, and ultra-cheesy cheese. Now that's the dream burger. But is it really a dream if we have it? Get the new ultra-cheesy burger from Bongo's Burger Shack in downtown Cleveland.
Restrictions may apply. Please notify your waiter if you have an allergy prior to your order or any other dietary restriction.
Bongo's, the best burger shack in town.
What city has the classic and cool Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the fun and interesting Metro Park Zoo, a beautiful museum of art, and exciting sports teams like the Cavaliers and Browns? Well, Cleveland, of course. Having a perfect autumn with an average high temperature of 51, an average low of 37, and an average of precipitation of 3.62 inches in November, Cleveland is the perfect top place to visit this time of year. With every air mass except for the northeastern maritime polar affecting it, you can get all sorts of nice and cool weather when you come. So make sure you visit before the fall ends. Travel Cleveland.
Welcome back to Channel 5. We're going to be looking at the weather maps now. Alright, so as we zoom out to the bigger picture here, we can see this maritime polar air mass coming down from the northern Pacific and the continental polar air mass coming down from Canada today, creating a frontal boundary with this continental tropical air mass from Mexico, creating low pressure areas all around the Midwest as the warmer, less dense air is pushed over the colder, denser air, cooling as it gets higher and condensing. For now, we're only on the edge of this big front, which is limiting our precipitation, but tomorrow is where things get really interesting as this low pressure maritime tropical air comes up from the Bahamas and meets with this huge polar air mass over here that has been able to come down as the jet stream was pulled south. Now we can see that the rest of this cold front may be colliding with the drier continental tropical air coming up with Mexico, which will limit their precipitation in the Midwest, but we're likely to see a lot of rain tomorrow from this maritime tropical air. In fact, here's what this precipitation map is going to look like tomorrow, as a huge amount of rain is going to be falling across Ohio, along with this moist, warm air stretching into parts of Pennsylvania as well. And here we see the hourly forecast. We're going to focus on these last two, today and tomorrow. We can see that this rain and storms are going to continue until this warm air from the front finishes cooling and gets lower, and the storming stops. This was your Channel 5 News Weather Report. Now we'll head over to Dan Can with the Daily News. Dan?
Thanks, Keith. Coming up in the Daily News, a story about a man who robbed a McDonald's in a llama costume. We'll touch more on this after this short break.